Hello there guys, RuggedEagle here today and welcome back to the next episode of your favourite series, Talk Duels. Now today is going to be one of the best episodes because today we are covering the Anakin Vs Obi-Wan Duel in episode 3. Now this is one of my favourite duels of all time and it has so much meaning behind this duel, so I'm so excited to cover it in obviously how it's going to work in the upcoming LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. Now we will be mainly going off how the movie does it, and also we will be taking some inspiration from one of our all-time favourite games, LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga. So I hope you guys go to enjoy this episode of Talk Duels. Anyway, sit back and let's kick straight into the duel. So I am pretty sure many of you guys already know how this duel pretty much begins. Now obviously Anakin is choking Padme and stuff like that, and then conflict happens and basically Anakin jumps in because he is very aggressive with his lightsaber attacking and form, so he literally goes after and jumps and backflips and starts to attack Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now from here on out it is quite a fast choreographic fight and it is very well done. I love this fight so much, and they basically are swinging really fast on the landing pad and they start moving away. Now at this point I reckon all of this pit will be a cutscene. Now I reckon this will all be a cutscene as I said, and I reckon you will go out of the cutscene the minute they go onto the bridge. Now I think this is a perfect time to engage the player in the fight where it all begins. Now obviously when they are on the bridge it is literally just lightsaber attacking each other really fastly, so this is a great part to engage obviously us the player. Now I think it'd be really cool if you can, before you start the fight, it comes up with which character would you rather be, Obi-Wan or Anakin, because at the end of the day it doesn't really matter who you are at this point. Now obviously if it's 2-player and you're playing on co-op, obviously both players will be filled up. Now by this point they obviously carry on fighting on the bridge, and I reckon the game's camera will be quite close up at this point, because once they are dueling on the bridge they start going backwards and Anakin is obviously attacking and Obi-Wan's defending, and then they go into that tunnel bit where it's really smart how they've done it and they start hitting the side of the walls and you see all the sparks. I reckon this will be really amazing, especially if the camera is super close up, seeing all the sparks coming off and just having the music in the background. I reckon this is a perfect time. Even if it just means button mashing at this point, you are still engaged in the fight. Now at this bit, obviously they move into the control ship on Mustafar, where they control all the mining stuff and things like that. So this is where I reckon the main fight will kick in. Now when they enter obviously the main central control system on Mustafar, I reckon they should just go into a generic fight. So obviously in the new Skywalker Saga there's obviously going to be the light and heavy attacks and stuff like that. So I just reckon Anakin and Obi-Wan should have hearts, very similar to like the last bit on the Complete Saga, and you basically just have to battle it out until eventually one of you wins. Now I reckon it doesn't really matter who actually wins. Once you've defeated one or the other, it will initiate the next cutscene. Now, I know on the film there's the bit where obviously Anakin strangles Obi-Wan. I don't think that will make it into the LEGO game. However, I reckon they might put the part in where they both lose their lightsabers, because it'd be really funny to drop kick Obi-Wan as Anakin. That'd be amazing, but like I said, I don't think they're going to add any of this graphic stuff in because it's a bit too violent. I don't know, you could argue that, but I reckon they'll add the bit where, you know, obviously they both use the Force on each other. I reckon that's a perfect time for a quick time event, guys. I know, quick time event, but wouldn't it be really cool is at that point you were both button mashing say like any button, and you have to keep button mashing that button and eventually one of you win. I think that'd be a really cool reason, and then both of you blow back, and then obviously after this part they head outside. Now, I thought it'd be cool if they did something to homage the Complete Saga, where say like you have a time when you got to move some debris. I reckon that'd be a really cool bit to add in after obviously they both force push each other away from each other. So now after this, they obviously head outside. Now when they head outside, obviously they go on that very small pole where they are literally balancing for their life. I reckon this would be a super cool bit to obviously put in the game. So say like whichever player is playing Obi-Wan, you have to slowly move your character back whilst attacking Anakin. And same for the opposite, say like you chose Anakin, you have to move your stick forward and keep attacking Obi-Wan till you eventually move off that pole. I think this would be a really cool cool bit, especially if the camera is quite close up. This will look really cinematic and cool, especially with the lava bursting out in the background. This will be so amazing to see in the Skywalker Saga. This fight is going to be phenomenal when it actually comes, and I can't wait to see how it's going to work and compare it to this video when it eventually does come out. Now, once they get off that pole, they pretty much just carry on with a generic fight, and then what happens is a massive burst of lava comes out. Now, at this point, they both take cover behind, obviously, one of the pillars. I think this would be a very cool part of the fight. So, say like you're both fighting and you have to take cover behind a pillar and a load of lava comes out. That'd be really smart if they do that, because I know they kind of enjoy doing that TT games where an area gets marked with like a red circle showing that something's going to come down and you got to avoid it. I think this would be a perfect time to obviously put something like that in. So say that you're fighting Anakin and Obi-Wan together. There's a red circle underneath you warning that lava's going to be spewing out underneath you. You have to move into cover. Actually, I reckon that's going to be definitely in it, and I can't wait to see it. Now, there is quite a lot to this fight, to be honest, just rewatching it and trying to explain it to you guys. Now, obviously, at this bit, something snaps off and they both fall down on this big pillar right into the lava. So this is basically where they are hanging onto the thing and whacking each other with a lightsaber as the massive pillar flows down the lava stream. I reckon this would be a really cool bit if they add this, because I don't know how they're going to do this, but it'd be amazing if you have to climb up and attack each other, and it would just be amazing even if it was just in a cutscene, this bit, because it might be a little bit complicated to do on the engine, but however, it would be really smart if they did go to do it, because at the end of the day, it will look really awesome just going down, attacking each other as the pillars going down the lava. This could potentially get into it, but if it doesn't, this will definitely be in a cutscene. Now, they pretty much did do something similar to that in obviously the complete saga, but you obviously had to parkour yourself up the pillar, and it simply just fell to on a rock where you simply fight. I'm sure you all remember this bit, but a bit I really would love to see in the Skywalker Saga is where they're both swinging on these ropes and hitting each other. Imagine that in the Skywalker Saga. That'd be so much fun, swinging on your ropes. Just every now and again you have to tap a button to whack each other. That's the bit I really want to see the most out of this fight, because I really want to see how they're going to do that. Now, pretty much after this point, they both jump off onto the platforms onto the lava. Now, this is, I think, is a perfect place to obviously add some parkour, because obviously in the complete saga, this fight was heavily based around jumping from obstacle to obstacle, so I reckon this is a perfect time to add the parkour bit and homage to the complete saga. So basically, I reckon it should play out very similar to complete saga at this point. So you carry on doing your parkour, and then basically once you've done a couple of parkour hopping from obstacle to obstacle, you will both eventually end up on them droids, and it will initiate the cutscene. Now, I'm sure you guys all know what this cutscene, they are literally going on the lava. This is the bit where Obi-Wan says to Anakin, "I have failed you," and then they basically carry on with a fight. Now, I don't know how this bit would work out, either just simply attacking each other, but that is pretty much all the fight. And then obviously Obi-Wan jumps off onto the high ground, which we all know, and then obviously Anakin gets cocky and Obi-Wan is just waiting, as he is a defensive lightsaber form person, and then obviously Anakin jumps and then he gets cut in half. Now, that could be a quick time event if I'm going to be cheeky, so say like Obi-Wan has to, the player of Obi-Wan has to wait for the right timing to click a button to do a quick time event. I reckon that'd be really cool, but I don't know about that, because I don't know if it will have many quick time events, and you know me, I love my quick time events. So that is pretty much the Anakin vs Obi-Wan Duel done. I hope you went to go to enjoy today's episode of Talk Duels, and some of you guys may be thinking, well, you are doing a lot in episode 3, where is obviously Emperor Palpatine vs Yoda? I'm thinking I will do that when I've completed the series, or if you guys really want to see that next, I definitely will cover it. But if you have not already, there will be a playlist at the outro with all of the other episodes of Talk Duels. I've done episode 1, the Duel of the Fates, episode 2, and I've also done episode 3, General Grievous and Obi-Wan, and the Senate versus obviously Mace Windu. So thanks for watching today's episode of Talk Duels, and let me know, was this your favourite episode of Talk Duels? Because this was definitely my favourite. Thanks for watching today's video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.